Alright, what's going on everybody? Kevin Cage back with another crypto update. I hope everybody's doing well and we have a lot to go over, so let's run it. And if you haven't seen this already, we had XRP land where no other crypto has been before, becoming the official crypto and game jersey patch partner over at KU, and this is where Brad Garlinghouse went to school. We also just had the company Ripple clear one of the biggest regulatory gates or hurdles in the world, so we're going to go over that. And don't even get me started by this recent blog post that was published by the IMF just last week. And this is literally the referee of the entire global financial system. We also have a brand new report, and we can see down below, including the company Ripple, and they're emphasizing that the US dollar itself has done something that it has never done in the history of stablecoins. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first up, this came out yesterday on July 8th, and this was shared directly by Brad. So he goes on to say, rare moment where my professional and personal worlds collide, XRP is now the first crypto on the jersey of a major college athletics program at my alma mater. I believe that's how you say it. Basically a school that he went to. XRP family meet the Jayhawks. So this is a really cool video. I don't want to play it too long and get a copyright strike, but be sure to check it out. So really cool to see, and let's talk more about this and the actual implications of all this. So basically we have Kansas Athletics, and they signed a multi-year sponsorship with the company Ripple. So the XRP logo is going to be going on the uniforms, and it's not one team, it's literally all of them. I mean, basketball, football, you name it. So really big deal. And keep in mind that the NCAA really only started allowing corporate logos on like D1 jerseys pretty recently. So I think the door's been open at least this year. And XRP is the first digital asset to walk through that door. So why is this actually a really big deal? Because now millions of people who might not even have Coinbase and have never even bought crypto in their life are going to be seeing those three letters XRP on every single jersey, every game you watch. And the thing to understand is this is business. This is still a sponsorship. It's a brand deal. So we have the company Ripple funding financial education programs for student athletes, which is nice. And I think it's really cool to see an actual university stake its brand on a crypto company like Ripple and representing XRP. And I know a lot of people don't care about this right now because price action has absolutely sucked, but just understand when price action turns around, a lot of people are going to be buying, even subconsciously, what they're familiar with or what they've seen. A lot of new people typically FOMO into what they know. Alright, next up, it's official. Ripple has received its EU CASP license. So this stands for Crypto Asset Service Provider License, and they got their approval in Luxembourg from Luxembourg's financial regulators. And this completes the requirements for MiCA, or Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation, making it fully compliant for crypto asset services across the European Economic Area. And what's even better, we can see right down below, across all 30 countries. We also have a quote from Cassie Craddock over at Ripple Managing Director. She goes on to say, the institutions we work with across Europe are looking to build their digital asset services alongside regulated partners, and Ripple is licensed and ready to meet that demand. And the list just keeps growing. We can see that now the company Ripple has a global portfolio of more than 75 regulatory licenses. Now I want to play a really quick clip from, I think this is an older clip of Cassie Craddock, and this is shared by Token Relations, so full credit to them, but this is all extremely relevant based on where we are today.
The main reason that we're starting to see, or we're seeing this adoption really happening now is regulatory clarity. And it's providing banks and the largest financial institutions in the world, I guess the incentive or the ability to be able to really lean into offering this to their customers. MiCA here in Europe really has kind of kick-started that momentum, and what we've seen is banks almost racing on a regional basis to launch a digital asset offering to their customers, because their customers are demanding it. It's no longer a nice to have, it's a must have to keep competitiveness within their specific region. And I think that that momentum around regulatory clarity is only going to continue. And last year we saw 250% year-on-year growth here in Europe from a custody perspective, and I expect that kind of momentum will kick on into the second half of 2025 and into 2026.
Alright, next up, and this is really big, and if you guys haven't seen it, I know that King Solomon shared some crazy info, last month over the past few weeks, so please check them out. You can also follow Genfinity. I don't want to go over it just out of respect, but man, some of the research has been insane. I was skimming through and just doing like control finds for some of the BIS or Bank for International Settlement documents, and it's crazy. But now let's actually go over this IMF blog that just came out last week. Literally titled, "Tokenization Can Change the World's Financial Architecture." And they're even saying right here that tokenization doesn't just mean faster payments, faster settlements. They're actually explaining right here that the structure of the financial system itself changes. And literally, right now, the most important thing that policymakers need to decide, whether tokenization strengthens the system or it fragments it. So this is the IMF. This is the International Monetary Fund. They do not just write a rule book for nobody to play. They are essentially writing the rules and essentially, and I keep saying essentially, supervising tokenized finance altogether. And for anybody watching that might be skeptical about tokenization, it's not even a debate. It's just a matter of how long it takes. And which blockchain rails are we going to be operating on? Again, even the DTCC is emphasizing the importance of being interoperable with public networks, so public crypto assets. And even think about the recent news with Stellar and the DTCC. And yeah, I know I might not be able to name all the alts and all the connections, but point being is digital assets are involved in the future. So right now we have the IMF kind of drafting a global version of the rules. A lot of the rules are being written in Europe and being enforced. And meanwhile, the United States is just delay, and we are just praying that the freaking Clarity Act gets approved this year and it doesn't get pushed in the next year. And since we're talking about playing the long game, a quick update from iTrust. So we just got a new listing. So we have Platinum officially available, so great to see. I've been asking and waiting for this one for a while. And they just put out this blog, and I thought this stat was absolutely wild. So what is platinum, and why does it matter to investors? And this is the definition of scarcity. Platinum is one of the rarest metals on Earth, rarer than gold, rarer than silver, and produced in such small quantities that everything ever mined in human history could fit inside of a single room. That's the entire supply. So now you can have a single login with iTrust. You can have crypto, gold, silver, platinum, all 24/7, and keep in mind that we have stocks and ETFs on the way. Now I do actually own some gold on iTrust, but the cool thing about this is physical metal held at the Royal Canadian Mint. And a massive benefit of all of this is you're not dealing with any storage fees, no annual fees, no quarter distribution fees, or whatever other platforms do. So in recent years, this platform is a one-stop shop, with multiple asset classes and stocks on the way, and a variety of accounts to choose from. Now I've been with them since 2020, I've also been an affiliate for years. And remember, this is linked in the top of the YouTube video description, as well as being the first link in my link tree. And friendly reminder for everybody that uses the link down below to create a free account on iTrust. You have a 60-day window to fund the account, and then once you fund it, you get a free $100, and that will be sitting in your account. You can buy, XRP or whatever asset, or just leave it. So don't miss the opportunity, linked in the video description. Alright, next up, so we have a brand new research report, and this is from Keyrock and Bitso, and notice who's featured directly inside this report. We have Jack McDonald, SVP of Stablecoins over at Ripple. Point being, Ripple the company is in the room, and that shouldn't be a surprise, but this is where we are seeing real stablecoin research. And the most important things that take away from this report are three numbers. We have non-US dollar stablecoin supply has grown 50x since 2020, from $44 million to over $2 billion. And we can see the different fiat currencies below. We also have the Korean won is now the third largest stablecoin FX market behind the US dollar and the euro. And the big one right here. USD or US dollar share of fiat stablecoin volume fell below 50% for 3 consecutive quarters in 2025 into 26, being the first sustained run below that line ever. The dollar pair itself has kept growing in absolute terms, but non-USD fiat ramping is growing faster. Jack McDonald's take of the report right here, and he says it's not about dollars versus non-dollar, it's about the migration from fiat to on-chain money. Over the next 5 years, significant flows move on-chain across stablecoins, tokenized deposits, and CBDCs. Local currency stablecoins grow alongside dollar stablecoins, not at their expense. The pie expands and the dollar share of that larger pie stays dominant. So what to take away from this is every currency on the planet is going to be getting a token. So basically, to tie everything together that we went through today, money is migrating on-chain, the IMF is writing the rules or guidelines for where it lands, and even Europe right now is deciding who's allowed to carry it. And the company Ripple that spent 4 years getting dragged through the mud and going through court is the one that's holding 75 global licenses on every continent. That's all she wrote, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, and I will catch you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.